masculinity.
The Mole National Park covers a total land mass area of 4,840 square kilometers. The park is noted for different wildlife species, including the elephant. The park is home to thousands of visitors annually from different parts of the world. Recent media reports have spread rumors of massive logging within the confines of the park. TV Africa's Adam Strem's investigations show logging in the Kenekene Forest Reserve. Closer to a village called Kananto on the way to Sola exist many rosewood trees felled and logged ready for export. Illegal chainsaw operators go deep into the Kenekene Reserve and pile the logs beside the roads. This has generated argument in the public sphere following earlier media reports. The fact, as Adam Strem observed, is that the Damongo Sola Highway divides the Kenekene Forest Reserve and the Mole National Park. Since the Kenekene Forest Reserve is not known, many mistake it for the Mole National Park. It is the Kenekene Forest Reserve that most of the logging takes place. Inside the Mole National Park, even trees that fall by themselves are allowed to decompose as manure or serve as hidden places for animals. The only activity that seems to be having a toll on the Mole National Park is the Fofuso Sola road construction work. The road contractors have been given permits to salvage trees within 40 meters into the Mole National Park. This certainly will affect the flora and fauna of the park, but it can be argued that development must take place as well. There is always an opportunity cost for every human decision. In this case, the price of connecting villages to allow farmers to access market is a 40-meter perimeter that must be cleared to allow the construction of the road from Fufuso, Damongo to Sola. A sum of 1,940 trees within the Mole development areas and 1,070 trees in the Kenekene Forest must be cleared and has been appropriately authorized by the Forestry Commission.
I'm at the entrance of the Mole National Park right now, and for the past 2 days we've been combing through the whole park to see an evidence of logging. Fortunately, the crew has not seen any evidence of logging within the Mole National Park. Please, can you tell us the state of the Mole National Park?
Thank you. The state of the Mole National Park is that it is intact.
If you say it's intact, what do you mean?
As far as logging is concerned, Mole National Park has not been affected. And that's what I mean by saying that.
Adam Strem's investigation further show that there have been felling down of over 170 rosewood trees on the land acquired by the Mole National Park for developmental purposes, the Mole Airstrip and the Mole Wildlife School. The Lambers have been arrested and their equipment seized.
We've gone through the Mole National Park and we've realized there's no single evidence of logging within the park.
Yeah.
But can you tell us if logging is happening outside the park?
Thank you. The parcel of land on which we are now is about 500 meters from the Mole Park boundary, outside the park. And it covers an area of about 50 square kilometers. And this parcel of land has been acquired by the Forestry Commission for the establishment of an airstrip in the school complex. The land was actually donated to the commission by the landowners, the chiefs.
Okay.
And so there has been some logging here. And this was done at our blind side because it's not part of the park and we don't normally patrol it. And because the loggers have been logging around, they took advantage to encroach on the land and do some logging. And as you can see, within 24 hours, they had cut down 137 of the rosewood species. Fortunately, we got wind of them and then we rounded them up. Okay. 11 chainsaw operators. Okay. And these are the evidence of the destruction they caused.
Okay.
Outside the Mole Park, Lambrin is threatening the biggest game reserve in Ghana. Adam Strem chanced on the Chief Executive Director of Wildlife Division of the Forestry Commission, Nana Kofi Edunsia. He told him there can never be logging within the Mole National Park, whether with or without permit.
Contrary to the story that Mole National Park was being stripped naked or whatever term they used, even though it was not to me that was not the right title, but at least it also gives the indication that if we don't do well, something can happen to Mole. But from my initial visit to the park as when the story broke out, I've seen that actually there's no logging inside any portion of the park except the road construction section that is from Group A coming to Labanga, where it was legally given as contract to the Forestry Commission, from the Forestry Commission to Savannah Investment Limited, contractor, to salvage those trees as part of the road construction.
Stricter measures have to be adopted since the Mole Park officials realized logging threats. Forest guards patrol the 4,800 square kilometers with inbuilt patrol camps.
We have instituted local patrols, day patrols, night patrols, in order to be able to curb or to counter any illegal logging that will be happening within the park. Currently, we don't have logging at all in Mole National Park.
Logging has become common in the Damongo Bole forest, especially with a high interest in rosewood is used for luxury floor works, handles, decorations of car interior and guitars. Rosewoods in Brazil have been considered endangered tree species. The attention is now turning to Ghana.
This generation of managers of Mole inherited the park in a very sound state. And the only thing we can do is to leave it, hand it over to another group of managers in a better state. And so that is our aim, to manage Mole in such a way that it becomes better, so that at the time we are handing over, it's better than it was handed over to us.